I guess I'm not happy right now.
Why?
Because we're doing a review on a game.
You didn't say you were talking about Bloodborne first.
No, well, see, Bloodborne makes me happy.
In like the sense of like
I'm a masochist.
I was about to say it keeps kicking you in the wiener, and you're like harder.
Yeah. I want it right in the dingus. That's where I want it. No, today, folks and gals and kids and children and parents, we are talking. That's a white. I know. We're talking about Just Cause 3.
Even though it's an M-rated game, so if you're below the age of 17, ask your parents to play it.
Yeah, ask your mummy or daddy and or aunt or niece.
Stepmommy or stepdaddy.
Or if you're an orphan. Anyway.
If you're an orphan, go ask the nice nun up the stairs. Just don't tell her what the game's about.
Why does it have to be a nun?
Huh?
Why does it have to be a nun?
I don't know.
No,
just the first thing I thought of.
So when you think of this game, what do you think about?
Well, I think about Just Cause 2, which was a bunch of explosions, letting you do whatever you want. The game consistently crashing because of everything that was going on in the game. And a lot of fun.
Okay, that's good. Did you play it?
Yeah, I did.
For how long?
I've put about 5-6 hours into it.
Oh,
I just got it this summer.
hours?
I just got it this summer. So
You,
I haven't put as much time into it as I want.
Yeah.
What are you getting at here?
it's like they took Just Cause 2 and decided to take the disc of the game and put it up there and grabbed it back out, and that's Just Cause 3.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how poorly I feel about this game.
Even
That's how poorly I feel about this game.
Even with all the extra power that system has to make a better game.
The only thing that the only thing that it has is better graphics. Other than that, and the wingsuit.
Yeah, that looked cool.
The wingsuit was cool, but other than that, it was like they took everything from Just Cause 2 and like sort of squeezed a little bit of life juice out of it.
Now, this is my question. I couldn't remember, but is Just Cause 2, was that published by Square Enix?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not like a new studio took it over and...
No, it's Square Enix.
Hey, what the heck?
I don't know if it was like a new sub-studio that took it over. I don't know.
No, it's Avalanche.
It's still Avalanche?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't really pay attention, but because I was too excited to play it at first.
No, I looked into that because a lot of people were like, well... Mad Max was just okay because they're putting everything in the Just Cause 3, and now everyone's like, maybe it was the other way around.
It is the other way around. Mad Max is way better, and I don't know if that's what what caused this game to be poop. Okay,
I've heard things as to what happened with the development of this game.
Like what? Like what?
Well, you know how Square Enix chopped up and now they're releasing Hitman episodically?
Yeah, we talked about that.
There is a rumor I saw that they wanted to do that with this game, and Avalanche said no.
Well, I'm glad they said no, but that doesn't excuse the fact that the game's still kind of poopy.
There is also the rumor that apparently it wasn't going to be always online. It was actually going to be primarily focused on single player, but because someone at Square Enix thought all games need to be like always online. So apparently that got put in, and that's why the game runs so crappy.
Wait, so the only online aspect with Just Cause 3?
Yeah.
The only online aspect that's incorporated with it is the high scores and whatever with the challenges.
Right, but the game's always running, having to process that.
Whatever, dude. Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4 did that, and there was no problem with it.
It did.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean... That's just what I've heard.
Okay, you want to make that an excuse for it. Like I said, look at Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4.
I'm not making an excuse. I'm just saying, it's interesting. Because the point I'm getting at is that if 2 didn't have that, why would you try to throw that in?
Because they wanted to add in something new. But instead, you'll find yourself trying to beat that high score. Yeah, it always happens in all of us. We have a competitive side. But the thing is that they took away things from Just Cause 2 that were so good, like the leveling up system of the weapons. You know how you had 1-star weapons, 2-star weapons. Yeah, took that all out.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because they focused more on a skill tree for the character himself.
Nico.
Rico.
Yeah. Okay.
They focus on a skill tree for Rico himself. They didn't focus on leveling up the weapons and all that, which I enjoyed.
Weird.
Yeah, which I enjoyed.
Why would you
a
do
lot more.
that?
I don't know if they wanted to make it more simplistic or whatever, but Square Enix, see, this is what I'm thinking. Square Enix had a good idea with 2. They did a fantastic job. But then they try to make it, skill trees are more based in, role-playing game elements, more so than third-person shooters or, all that.
Yeah.
So they try to incorporate that in there.
Oh.
They try to make it like a Tomb Raider. Because Square Enix did Tomb Raider, too.
Right.
So they made a skill tree for Rico instead of just, leveling up weapons and vehicles and all that.
But that's part of Just Cause 2's charm.
Yeah, well, they took away that charm.
Like, what I like so much about that game is that it does feel different. It just feels like, this is going to seem like an oxymoron, but it feels like controlled chaos the whole time.
Yeah, Just Cause 2 did a fantastic job with that, but the thing is, even in 3, they took away, the basic things, like zooming in with your weapon. That's a skill.
What?
That's a skill you have to acquire by doing challenges. Yeah.
There's no other game that I can think of that's a skill you have to unlock.
It's a skill you have to unlock.
What the?
And sprint,
really?
You can't sprint. I didn't see the check to see if there's a sprinting skill that you unlock, but you can't sprint either. So I don't know.
Kidding.
No, so I don't know because they wanted you to focus on using the grappling hook to get out of things faster.
Okay, I get that,
Yeah.
but it's like you're not going to be using it all the time.
Well, Square Enix was like, oh, well, we'll take away sprinting, but we'll replace that with the grappling hook and the wingsuit, which makes you travel around the world faster. It's like, no. The fact is that sprinting is primarily used in combat. To
Right,
avoid.
you need that.
Yes.
Yeah.
They took that away because they expected you to use your
That's ridiculous.
your grappling hook.
Okay, something I've been excited for this, but something has always thrown me off, even since the beginning when they started marketing this.
Wow.
Because when Square Enix did their E3 presentation of it, everyone was like, "All right, Just Cause 3," and the guy who was walking through the gameplay. It was a guy from Square Enix. It wasn't a guy from Avalanche. He sounded so disinterested in the game. He was like, "See this? You now have a grappling hook. You can use that grappling hook to fly onto everything." Meanwhile, on the screen behind him, just explosions are happening. Motorcycles are getting flipped up. Nico's, he's just shooting everyone. But this guy is just and here you can see the nice lighting shading of the graphics.
I think Square Enix should have not released it this year because they're focusing on Final Fantasy 15, and they're focusing on Hitman, which would make it an episodic series.
I don't get that.
God,
I don't get that at all.
It's money.
I know it is, but it's stupid.
The only company that has the right to do that because it adds a charm to it is Telltale Games.
Well, Telltale builds the games from the ground up with that mentality. They build it up so, okay, here's where the game's going to cut off. Here's where we're going to the next episode. That's deliberately planned out because the other thing... I was watching a video on this last night that was amazing, and it perfectly explained why Hitman's not going to work. It's because they developed that game from the ground up to be a television episodic series. Every episode in the Telltale game has an arc to it.
Yes.
That does overall go into a bigger form. Mm-hmm. Hitman's not going to do that. Resident Evil Revelations 2 didn't do that.
They said that Resident Evil Revelations 2 was the better of the first Revelations, first of all.
I like the first Revelations a lot. I can tell you I wasn't a big fan of the second.
No, people were saying the second one was better, but there's arguments in between all this.
Yeah.
All the games in the series.
I can explain off camera why some people might feel that way.
Okay, well.
But the thing with this, I've just always... there's been that seeding, nagging thought in the back of my head, this could go bad. Because Square Enix was so disinterested in it. And I remember, pre-order now, and you'll be entered to win your own island!
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? What?
And they pulled what other game did that? I forget.
It's that insane pre-ordering mentality.
Far Cry did that, I believe.
Did they with 3?
I think it was 3.
Yeah, because with 4, I remember you got... I don't even remember what you got with 4.
But anyway, No, it wasn't 3. It was God. Dying Light. Dying Light.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it was Dying Light. But anyway, I think Square Enix has too much on their plate at the moment because they had to do Tomb Raider, which is already out. It's a fantastic game, and then now they did this, which was right out the crapshoot, and then they have to do, like I said, Final Fantasy 15, and then they have to do Hitman. That's 4 games.
Don't forget the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Yeah, and the 7 remake. That's 5 games that they have to focus on.
Okay.
What you don't understand is that okay, you got your basic companies that stick to one game. For example, Call of Duty. They release one each year. I mean, they have enough time to do whatever, but they screw it up. And then you got like Bethesda. They do Skyrim and they do Fallout.
Well,
and
it goes more in the developer that's working on the game, because I totally get your argument, and I agree with you 100%, because Avalanche had Mad Max they had to release last year, and this.
Mm-hmm.
I argue you're right. They should have waited to release this, done all the work for Mad Max, and then help, because I'm sure what it was that one team was working on Mad Max and one team was working on Just Cause.
It's like Treyarch and
right.
Treyarch and Infinity Ward.
Right, and what Avalanche should have done is that the team, when they finished Mad Max, they should have delayed this. They should have gone and helped the team that was working on this to help them. Because from what I've heard the game is just bugged with issues.
It's not. I mean, there's a few things, but I mean, the major thing I notice when it comes to bugs is that when you grapple onto like a wall, you don't let go to parachute, out of the, above the wall. If you just stick on the wall, Rico goes through the wall, comes back out, and then drops back down the ground like nothing happened. And I'm like, all right, well, I mean, I guess that's not that big of a deal. But once you're
when you're in the midst of combat, I can see that getting really annoying,
irritating.
I heard the PS4 version is way worse.
I haven't played PS4.
I know you played Xbox One.
Yeah.
I heard the PS4 version had some major issues. Frame rate rise. Frame rate rise. It was just like slugging.
Xbox One has the same frame rate problems.
Okay.
And when there's too many things happening on screen. I mean, it doesn't drop like significantly to where it's like one rate per second.
I heard 15 was the lowest someone was able to get.
I didn't get that low, but it's noticeable.
But I'm with you, where they should have, Square Enix as a publisher should have came in and said, this game's not done. We already missed the November release window. We're one of only 2 games that's coming out in December. The other's Nintendo over there with Xenoblade, so no one's gonna care. Yeah. We should just delay this to March. Let you guys have the time to work on this. Wait till all the February releases come out, because what do we have competition-wise in March? Uncharted moved, Star Fox moved. We got nothing.
Oh, speaking of which, there's another game I'm going to head on to a little haystack they're doing, and that's Deus Ex.
And that's been delayed.
Yeah.
After the whole augment your pre-order didn't go out as way as they wanted.
Well, it's just like Square Enix. You need to give yourselves a break. Like, focus on 1 or 2 games. Don't focus on 6.
Yeah. Well, what they need to do is they need to give the development studios proper time to be working on these games. Because the only ones they do it for is their internal studio, which works on Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts, which they give years to do games. And then you got something like this, where I'm sure they only had maybe 2 years max to work on this.
Yeah. Oh, the reason why we're not really discussing the game that much is because it's the same story as 2.
Yeah, you told me there's not a lot to this.
Yeah.
I mean, you said this was going to be speaking on the game as a whole, it's going to be relatively short.
Yeah, and it's the same storyline. A corrupt leader takes over a government, and you have to go and take him down.
Through what I saw from the trailers, looks oddly like Fidel Castro.
You look, yeah.
Subtle, guys.
So, it's just, this game is probably one of my biggest disappointments.
Yeah, I didn't get enough into Just Cause 2 yet to say I'm disappointed about this, but I've seen enough to like it a lot, and it comes off kind of the same way as Saints Row does to me, where both these series are just built upon chaos. And just have fun creating chaos. to your heart's content. And that's why I love Saints Row. Like, that's why I've told people all the time, I like Saints Row better than GTA, because GTA takes itself way too damn seriously.
That's the charm that GTA has.
Right.
Yeah.
And to some people that works, for me it doesn't. It comes off as mean-spirited to me. Whereas Saints Row, like...
Because you're goofy. You like goofy games.
True.
Yeah.
And I fully admit that. And Saints Row is the goofiest game you could imagine.
Yeah.
So... It is disappointing to hear that, like, this series really, like, Just Cause 2 set it up to be one of the premier series if this game turned out great.
Yeah.
And it's sad to see that this game just kind of face planted.
Oh, well, yeah, that, and you remember how Rico's voice sounded in 2, right? Like, it was
Did
like...
they change the voice actor?
It was like, no, it was the same voice actor, but they changed the way he sounded.
What?
Yeah, so, you know how in 2 he's, like, an over-enunciated, like, Latino, like...
Yeah!
Yeah, they made him sound... I mean, they try to make him sound more mature, which he is mature in this game. He's older in the game, but it's not... Like, it doesn't... It makes him sound boring.
Boo!
Yeah. So...
Really?
Yeah, yes. That's another thing that bothered me. They made him sound really boring. Like, he was... he's in 2, he was like, "Where are we going now?" Like he was very, and then this one he's like, "Well, where are we going now?" Like, he's more deep,
In 2, it was kind of on the borderline of racist.
But that's what made it good.
You didn't care because it was like, you could just tell the voice actor, like, he's just having the time of his life, homie.
Yeah.
Like, it was like a Shadow Warrior. Same thing, where it's like, this is borderline racist.
No way. Yeah. No, they like, I don't know why they did it or whatever, but they really toned down his, like, accent, and they made it
Man.
Yeah. They made his voice deeper, and they made him less...
That sucks.
Racist, I guess, that you want to put it. But I was like, oh, man. Because I was curious. I was like, did they change voice actors? Like, it literally made me think they changed voice actors. But they're not. No. Same voice actor.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was someone at Square Enix going like, we don't want to get sued.
Yeah.
Because the last game, we almost did.
But that's what made the game one of the greatest things about the game.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, anyone who gets upset at that, like, oh, this character's a racial stereotype, it's like, 9 times out of 10 when I see that within a game, I'm like, look at the rest of the game!
Yeah.
Like Saints Row, everyone's like, these characters are offensive. I was like, oh, hello!
They were meant to be. That was the point of the game.
That's the point of the game.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, don't play the game!
And also, don't get all pissy pants because something like that happens. It's gonna happen.
Right. Like, there is something like
make the world a better place. Don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say don't 100% care, but don't care about...
When it comes to video games.
Yeah, don't BS like that. It's like the whole thing of, like, whenever people are like, oh, this is just a Nintendo game, it does all the Nintendo things, that's why I don't like it. It's like, if you knew that, don't play the game! You know! You're just being a jerk!
Yeah, really.
So...
No,
you have anything else to really say on this? I think you covered, like, all the main elements.
All the main bad elements.
Okay, good point. You have anything good to say about the game?
It's beautiful. It's a very beautiful game. And the wingsuit mechanic, like I said before, it's a very awesome aspect to add in. But, like, other than that, like, I have a million more things to say of how bad it is and what it is good. So,
it sounds like prime streaming material.
Yeah, really. Like, for example, the driving mechanics, awful.
Yeah, someone else told me that too.
They're awful in the game. Awful. It's like you're driving on ice. It's literally what it is. Yeah.
On a level of 1 to the planes in GTA, how bad we talking?
What are you talking about?
Because I know, like, the biggest one that I always hear from people, especially my brother, is, like, the planes in GTA are butt.
Oh, the planes?
Yeah.
They're not that bad. I haven't got to the planes. Well, I haven't driven a plane yet. Whatever. I'm close to beating the game, guys, but I just haven't had the motivation to. I know enough to know how I feel about it.
Well, that says enough.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have the motivation to go finish it.
But, the helicopter controls, I've done helicopters. The helicopter controls, they're not bad. They're not. But, if there wasn't a SAM site every 10 feet of a mile, then I wouldn't have cared for it. But every time a SAM site's going to try to shoot you down, and they are accurate as all hell.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So, I mean, Oh, and there's also another problem I had with it, which I really liked it too. And this is the first time I'm going to say this: is that there's no health bar in 3. It's like
What?
your screen turns red.
Oh
and it fades
no!
back. Yeah.
I hate when shooters like establish that it's a series that has a health bar, and then they go that nope, we're going the Call of Duty route because our players were too afraid of the health bar.
Yeah, so there's no like kind of strategy to it.
No, it removes the tension.
Yeah, exactly. You just go run and hide, and especially with the grappling hook and the wingsuit, you can get away like nobody's business.
Right.
So yeah, that's another thing. And when you know you're gonna die is when your screen turns gray. So,
wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, I can go on and on about how bad this game is.
This sounds like a game I'm going to buy when it inevitably goes down to $10.
You should. It's a $10 game. Now, you know what? I'll even bump it up a little bit to a $15 game or a $20 game, only because the challenges are fun, and the wingsuit aspect is really cool. But other than that, you know what else I liked about it too? This is my last point. You know how you were stealing, like you were going to steal like a vehicle or you had like QuickTime event game.
Yeah,
and I know how everybody didn't like QuickTime event games.
No, but that one was funny.
They took it out.
Really?
Yeah. So now you just have like a device that blows the door open. You pull somebody out and you get into it.
But that one too was so funny.
Yeah, you punching and then finally you throw them out.
It was
that was so
funny.
cool. So yeah,
what's your grade?
What's my grade? See, it's hard because it still incorporates some aspects of 2 and 1, which I really liked 1 as well. But they just changed way too much. So if I had to give it a grade, D+.
Okay, I was gonna say if you gave it anything above a D, I was gonna call BS.
Yeah. D+ because challenges, like I said, are fun and whatnot. But
okay.
Other than that, I would wait for this game to go down to like $20 or $15 or even $10, and then buy it. Yeah.
Man. Okay. If you want to see our other videos, go. This does make me sad.
Yeah. Well, sorry,
No, it's not your fault.
Yeah,
if you want to see our other videos, go to Tanooki.com. Look up the post game zone. We have posts. I've begun making posts for all the videos. You can also
you can find him at the Head of Gamer at Twitter and Facebook.
Yes.
I'm at Sphincter2 on Twitter.
And you can also go to YouTube/Tanooki. All of the reviews are in a playlist.
And for most of the reviews, I sound like I'm tired. That's because I am. So please excuse that.
And next week is me.
Yeah. Let's give a short preview of what games you're doing. Undertale, which I heard was good, and it was indirectly related to Earthbound.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've done one playthrough of it. I'm on my second. It's very good. I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
God, this is gonna be so hard to review.
Because there's probably a lot incorporated with it.
It's that, and you don't want to spoil it.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of spoilers that probably because I've seen it.
I have to be so freaking vague with it.
Yeah. I've seen playthroughs.
I got Undertale next week. What was the other one I have for next week? Mario Luigi, Paper Jam.
And then the week following, or not the week following,
Paige.
Is Paige, yeah.
And we got
Fire Emblem. Is it Fire Emblem?
Yeah, it's Fire Emblem Unraveled.
Mm-hmm. Oh shoot! I forgot that's coming out.
Yeah, that's now thinking about it, maybe I'll do Gone Home and The Witness next week too, if I can get them done.
Alright.
I gotta be.
The week after that, I'm back again. We're just giving you a preview. I'm doing a Naruto Shippuden, which I've never seen on a video review ever.
No, I've not either. I've never seen anyone actually, besides the anime feeds, go in the anime videos reviews. And then,
all the
are
dorky
you
ones.
and I gonna do Primal?
Yeah, Primal.
Okay.
And then Tom Clancy's The Division.
That's not till March.
That's whatever. Don't worry about it. That's what's coming up. All right. Don't sass me.
All right.
All right. So thank you guys for watching. this is Alex. I'm Trey, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
You imagine if this game got split up into threes?
No. Wait, what? Oh, like episodic?
Episodically.
Yeah, I would literally take a poop on it.